Metropolitan Police are checking for possible links between Anders Breivik and far-right extremist groups in the UK after claims by Breivik that he had an English mentor. In an online manifesto, he also boasted of having 600 friends on Facebook who are members of the English Defence League. Well, Stephen Lennon, also known as Tommy Robinson, is leader of the English Defence League and joins us now from our Luton studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know anything about this man? Have you met him? Have you talked to him on Facebook?
First of all, can I start by saying our prayers and sympathies go out to all the victims and their families. I had never personally met this man. I've never had no interaction with him, never had any dealings with him.
And yet, he claims 600 friends from the English Defence League.
He does, but there's a lot of speculation going around the media at the minute, and I think they should stick to the facts. The facts are that in his manifesto, on page 1438 of his document, he says the EDL are in fact anti-racist, anti-fascist and anti-Nazi. They have many members and leaders with non-European backgrounds, African and Asian. The EDL and my group's principles can never be reconciled as we are miles apart ideologically. The EDL harshly condemns any movement that uses terror as a tool, such as I will. My view is the EDL are naive fools. The EDL is a democratic movement that still believes that the democratic system can solve Britain's problems. So his view of our organisation, my view of this man is a vile creature, a disgusting monster for what he has done, is sickening, and acts of terror should never ever be used. Killing innocent people should never be justified in any way. But
so the means don't sorry to interrupt. So the means don't justify the end, but his objectives are similar to yours.
I believe Islam's a threat. We believe Islam's a threat. I think the government need to wake up here as well and learn from this that there's a massive, massive undercurrent from one end of the country to the other of fear, of anger and frustration about the effect Islam's having on us and on our country. And they're genuine concerns. You can't brush them under the carpet and call people racist for saying these things. You have to address these issues. If you try and suppress these issues, try and take away people's democratic rights to protest over these issues, you're going to create the monsters. You need to learn from it. God forbid we never want anything like this happening on British soil. So they need to learn from it and accept there's an elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. It's called Islam. We need to speak about it. The ideologies of Islam are not good for this country. They're not good for our kids' futures. They need to be highlighted, and we need to start having an open debate on it, rather than trying to suppress people's
Can I just interrupt you for a moment? I mean, many people listening will be puzzled by your analysis that what we should learn from what happened in Norway is that the problem is Islam, rather than that the problem is an individual.
No, what I'm saying is, this man was a sick individual, but what I'm saying is to prevent anything like this happening again, they need to accept that there were people who are extremely angry, extremely concerned, and they have no platform to express that anger or concern because no one dared talk about Islam.
So just to be absolutely clear, I mean, you talk to a lot of people from the English Defence League, presumably from other far-right groups. Do you think that that kind of individual with that kind of propensity to violence exists within your movement?
Not within our movement, no, but I believe that the government's attitude towards trying to deal with these issues, rather than speaking about and giving people a platform to... In a democracy, when you're angry about something, you have your democratic right to go and protest over that. Now, you take that right away, which the Home Secretary has done to us 3 times, stopping people have... Like, we've got serious concerns of what's going on in Tower Hamlets in London with regards to the spread of Sharia and the attacks on non-Muslims. If we want to go there and protest over it, if you stop that right and you stop the way, we're trying to channel the aggression, channel the anger in a democratic way of peacefully protesting.
Can I just interrupt you there? Because I do think that our viewers need to know that you, yourself, have been convicted of using threatening, abusive and insulting behaviour. You had a 12-month community rehabilitation order. So when you're talking about people having the right to express themselves in a democratic way, I mean, you are somewhere on that spectrum between acceptable expression of democratic opinion and outright violence.
OK, I swore in the street. That's what I was convicted of. So swearing on the street should stop me having a democratic right, should it? No, it shouldn't. The point is, they're taking away our democratic... At current, I'm banned from demonstrating. There's no Muslim organisation or Muslims that are banned from demonstrating. There's no one. The lad who threw the fire extinguisher on the police officers in the City of London, he wasn't banned from demonstrating.
Sorry to interrupt you again. You made your point about what your end political objective is, but I suppose what I'm concerned about...
My end political objective is peace and harmony. That's what we want. Peace peace and harmony. I want a future for my children, a peaceful and prosperous future for my kids and the future generations of this country. And the way it's going...
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you again, because there's a specific question I want to ask you, which is the Prime Minister has asked the security services to investigate further to make sure that there is no one with the kind of propensities of Anders Breivik in the movement that you belong to. Do you welcome that investigation?
I welcome it, but once again, it sounds to me like David Cameron's saying one thing and not doing it, and he's saying one thing for the camera. Because why have Scotland Yard not contacted myself? Why have they not contacted anyone in our organisation to ask about this man? Why? Because he knows we've got nothing to do with him. He knows there's no one in our organisation. He's just saying that as part of the national smear campaign by throwing our name involved with this lunatic.
Stephen Lennon, we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
61120 and the issues.